Update in the case of former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schurr facing charges of second-degree murder in the April 2022 death of Patrick Lyoya. His defense team was seeking to have the charges against him dismissed outright. In turn, the Michigan Court of Appeals agreed to look at the case. Today, they issued an opinion saying Schurr's case should proceed to circuit court, where a jury trial is likely to happen.
Stay in the car. Stay in the car.
In April of 2022, a traffic stop in Grand Rapids turned violent. Former GRPD officer Christopher Schurr got into a physical confrontation with Patrick Lyoya as Lyoya seemingly tries to get away. After several minutes, a single round is fired into the back of Lyoya's head. Schurr would be charged with second-degree murder.
Get back!
After some initial court hearings, Schurr's defense team filed a motion asking for the charges against him to be dismissed, arguing that as a police officer facing someone who was actively resisting and fleeing, his use of force was appropriate. On Thursday, the Michigan Court of Appeals disagreed, at least partially, saying in a 2-1 decision that the case should proceed in the lower courts. Schurr's team provided several reasons as to why a second-degree murder charge was not appropriate. One, that Schurr was justified in his pursuit of and actions taken against a known felon. The appeals court wrote, given the totality of the circumstances, a reasonable jury could find that the defendant was justified in using deadly force to end Lyoya's resistance to arrest. Examining the circumstances of the shooting, however, a reasonable jury could also find that the defendant either fired his weapon for reasons other than to effect an arrest, or that it was not yet reasonably necessary to use deadly force when defendant did. Because the evidence allowed for diverging inferences, the dispute has to be resolved by a jury at trial. Ven Johnson, attorney representing Lyoya's family in a civil lawsuit, tells Fox 17 the family are hopeful that they will still see justice in the courts.
The Lyoya family remains distraught about the cold-blooded killing of their son, and any of these delays adds more insult to injury, as it would with any parent, any family member of someone wrongfully murdered.
Now, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker tells Fox 17 that his office is pleased with the decision, but he also cautions the public that the case will not go to trial anytime soon, as Schurr's team still has the option of appealing the appeals court decision up to the state Supreme Court. They have 56 days to file such an appeal.